It's 11 p.m., and you want exactly one thing on this earth: a McFlurry. You pull up, and you already know what they're about to say. The ice cream machine is down. Again. It's the single most reliable thing about that place. The ice cream machine will not be working. But here's the part nobody tells you. It's not bad luck. There are secret codes, a company you've never heard of, and a lawsuit worth almost $1 billion, all hiding inside that machine. Tonight we find out why the ice cream machine is always broken, and who might want it that way. And no, this isn't a meme, it's measurable. One engineer got denied a sundae one time too many, so he built a tracker. It pings every McDonald's in America every few minutes, pretending to order ice cream. If the order fails, the machine is down, and a dot turns red. At any given moment, about 1 machine in 10 is broken. Some nights in New York, it's 1 in 3. Meanwhile, the fryers work, the grills work, the coffee works. Only the ice cream machine is cursed. So what is going on with this thing? To crack it, we have to travel, not far, just 70 years, back to the origin point. Because here's the twist. McDonald's doesn't just have a milkshake machine problem. McDonald's exists because of a milkshake machine salesman. 1954. A struggling mixer salesman named Ray Kroc notices one tiny burger stand in California running 8 of his machines. 8 machines meant 40 milkshakes at once. Nobody ordered that many. He drove out to see it, took one look at the future of fast food, and never sold another mixer. The whole empire, 70 years, 40,000 restaurants, started with milkshake hardware. So maybe it's poetry that a milkshake machine is now holding the empire hostage. Meet the machine itself, because this is not a normal freezer. It's an $18,000 stainless steel beast, built by a company most customers have never heard of: Taylor. Taylor has made McDonald's kitchen gear for decades, and if you own a franchise, you don't get to shop around. Approved supplier list, 1 name. And every single night, this machine performs a ritual. 4 hours of self-cleaning. It heats the mix searing hot to kill germs, then freezes it all the way back down, alone, in the dark. If anything is off, a splash too much mix, a part a hair out of place, the whole cycle fails. And the machine doesn't fix itself. It locks itself. By the morning rush, all your crew gets is an error code. Not a helpful one. Gibberish, straight out of a spy novel. The manual doesn't explain the codes, and the menu that would explain them is hidden behind a secret button combo, a cheat code the staff was never given. So who can fix it? Pretty much one group: Taylor's authorized repair techs. A house call runs about $300, sometimes for 15 minutes of button pressing. And here's the number that makes this whole story click. Roughly a quarter of Taylor's revenue comes from parts and repairs. Read that again. The company that builds the machine earns a fortune every time it breaks. When breaking pays that well, why would anyone build it unbreakable? Now, to be fair, Taylor swears the machines aren't designed to fail, and nobody has ever proven they are. But in 2019, 2 people decided to find out what's really going on inside that machine. And this is where a story about ice cream turns into a heist movie. A married couple of engineers, veterans of the frozen yogurt business, seriously, built a little gadget called Kytch. It's the size of a phone, and it plugs straight into the ice cream machine's brain. Suddenly, the machine's secrets came out in plain English. Instead of gibberish, owners got a text. "Your mix is too full. Tonight's clean will fail. Fix it now and save your morning." Franchise owners loved it. Machines stayed alive, McFlurries flowed, and Kytch spread to stores all over the country. The curse was lifting. Then, one November morning, franchisees got an email from corporate. "Remove the device, immediately. It voids your warranty," and, the email claimed, it could even cause serious human injury from an ice cream machine. Oh, and by the way, that same email announced Taylor would be releasing its own smart gadget soon. Kytch's business evaporated overnight, so the couple did the most American thing possible. They sued for $900 million. Their claim: Taylor got hold of a Kytch device and tried to copy their secrets. Taylor denied everything, and the fight dragged through the courts for years. And that's when this story got too big to ignore. The federal government came knocking. Regulators started asking why these machines break so much. The broken McFlurry machine became the mascot of a whole movement: right to repair. Their question is way bigger than dessert. When you buy a machine, do you actually own it? Farmers can't fix their own tractors. Your printer bricks itself over ink cartridges. Same war, different machines. And in 2024, the ice cream side actually won something. The US Copyright Office ruled it's now legal to break into a food machine's software to fix it. The curse isn't gone, but for the first time in decades, the machine's secrets aren't safe. So the next time you hear the machine is down, you'll know it's not the worker's fault, and it's definitely not bad luck. It's a 4-hour ritual, a secret menu, a repair empire, and a billion-dollar tug-of-war, all standing between you and a McFlurry. The machine was never cursed. It's just very good business, for someone who isn't you. Next time, something you love even more than ice cream, the weekend. 2 days off feels like a law of nature, but it was invented barely 100 years ago, and one of the people behind it sold cars. Who invented the weekend? Find out next time on OriginPointe. Subscribe so you don't miss it. See you at the next OriginPointe.